What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 195 of Ghost in the Night, a paranormal and true crime podcast. Tonight, we are doing the 20 and Back program, which is a secret space program. It's all joined, connected, and all that stuff. We are having some colossal technical difficulties tonight. So Phil here is not in a good mood already. So this could be a Monday night shit show. But that is what we're doing, because this 20 Back program, it hits.
It's just fucking weird.
It hits everything. You know, it's titled
except the G spot.
Oh, it couldn't find the G spot with a fucking roadmap.
Speaking of G spots,
What?
Here's a thought. Here's some food for thought. What?
What did I do with my drink?
Oh, I got it.
You got
Yeah.
Okay.
I was moving shit, thinking maybe there was metal fucking with the mixer or something for the.
I was like,
that was
what the fuck? This needs to be leaded.
Here's some food for thought. What if pubic hair only grew on the shaft?
Isn't this a topic for a fucking Wednesday? But
You look like one of those like freshwater turtles with like a turtleneck on.
I guess if you say so.
Like Bigfoot mixed with Diglett from Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you.
Did you imagine the rug burn?
Ooh, nasty. Okay, let me see. Okay, just in case. I'm looking just in case the video cuts out, I can cut to the background, the static background for the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So we can continue. I'm just planning ahead for the next fuck up that comes along in the next hour and a half or so. But like I was saying, the 20 and Back program, it's just not about space. This thing hits everything. The more you dig into it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking naturally the secret space program, which there's a lot of people that believe the our exploration of the galaxy or the solar system and possibly the galaxy, which we'll get into, has been a lot more advanced and went a lot further than what NASA wants us to believe. So they think for some reason, conspiracy theory, why did they stop the fucking pot?
Conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory. Why
this is the international fucking pose for conspiracy theory.
Why did they stop the program? But like the moon shit. Why did they stop in 1972? Was it?
Because the Nazis were already there.
Well, yeah, possibly. Which, not that far off, but they moved on. We'll get to that in a little bit. But was it money? Was it not cost effective any longer to make that journey for what we're getting out of it? I mean,
Probably not.
Probably not. Or was there?
I mean, at that point, what were we gaining?
There were a lot of. There's a lot. Nothing really. I mean,
Exactly.
How many moon rocks can you bring down to Earth? Which some of it turned out to be timber.
Cocaine.
No, not cocaine. That would be awesome. The cartels.
Space coke.
Space coke. No, but a lot of people do believe that they just told us they quit. And you and I have talked about this on, many previous episodes about the military and government technology is way further ahead than what we have today.
Oh, yeah.
They're always 30, 40 years ahead.
I was going to say, what is it? What the rule of thumb is like whatever we have, the military is like 10 or 20 years ahead of us.
They're
working on like biomechanical fucking army man suits and shit.
There have been whistleblowers. I don't want to use the term whistleblowers, but people who, like during the Vietnam era in the military, they had pretty much what we have now. What we in general society have now, they were working. They had then. Now I do have a problem with this idea. Especially like when we talked about the Nazis.
What the fuck?
What?
Nothing.
Don't what the fuck me now.
No, I just apparently had my mind paused.
It's probably
like and share the video. Just send the link to random people in your text messages and Snapchat.
But why in the world did we? What we talk? Oh, that's right. I was talking about Nazis, as we often do here on.
It's a very common topic.
And I've always had a problem if the Nazis were interacting with
the moon,
aliens, or I think they were more occultish. They were trying to summon.
So
something.
you go more on like the Rasputin Hellboy lane.
Yeah, but they were trying to bring in entities, which who the hell knows? I've often thought that, and it's a common thought in the UFO world and even the paranormal world, that aliens, entities, same. They're not.
Oh yeah.
They're not necessarily coming from distant galaxies per se, but they're coming from a different realm or a different dimension or whatever verbiage you want to use. This kind of takes all that, wraps up in a nice little ball, and really drives it home. Now, like I said, this goes down. You dig into this, it's just not aliens. It's just not reptilians, draconians, and all that happy horse shit.
Draconians.
I think draconians are the one the Nazis actually interacted with and got to help.
I thought those were just fans of Drake.
Probably too.
That's actually, he needs to look into that.
He probably should have copyrighted that shit.
Probably.
But
Stupid idiot.
Like I said when we were. I was like, who the hell is Necessary Evil? I know who that jackass is. When we were covering, I think Antarctica and the Nazis and all that shit, if the Nazis were in contact, here's my skeptic side. If the Nazis were in contact with either entities or got all this advanced knowledge from aliens, why the fuck did they lose the war? Because there's no doubt the Nazis were much further advanced than anybody else on the globe at that time.
Well, yeah, you can pull that off when you're pulling people's fingernails out and freezing them to death and feeding them fucking nothing but salt water.
But if they were interacting with E.T.,
Eddie Torres, the extra testicle.
Yes, something like that, but different. How could you lose that war? How is that even freaking possible? If you have a spacefaring people,
maybe they wisened up and they're like, "No, you guys are dickheads. Fuck you guys.
We like you, but your leader's a bit of a crackpot.
We're telling the Americans where to find your dumb asses."
But the secret space program is it encompasses all the fucking conspiracy theories. We will touch on Pedogate in this.
It goes that deep?
Oh, it takes every
pun not intended.
It takes every conspiracy and just connects some freaking dots.
Speaking of, have you seen this? Is this a real pamphlet that's out there?
What?
About pedophiles?
I haven't seen a pamphlet.
It's like, don't scream, don't call them a pedophile, it might hurt their feelings.
Oh, you fucking
shit like that. I was like, if this is a real pamphlet, whoever made it needs to fucking get their goddamn dicks cut off. Proceed.
I'm gonna take it.
I don't know if it's real or not. I saw it on fucking Kit Kat.
On a Kit Kat?
Yeah.
What would you do for a Kit Kat bar? Or no, that's Klondike.
It's Klondike bar. I would probably do more for a Kit Kat.
Oh, I would do much more for a Kit Kat than a
Klondike. No, the flavor, like the candy bar Klondikes, like the Heath bar Klondike bars.
Yeah.
Fuck my mouth. Take that square son of a bitch, stick it up my asshole sideways. I'm ready to go.
All right. Now that we've but the conspiracy theoretically is NASA's just a front. NASA is just what they want you to think.
I'm listening. I'm just going through and hitting a couple people with like don't worry, we're back now.
NASA is just what they want you to believe is going on, to where
oh yeah.
And there's those people that think according to the secret space program, we continue to go to the moon and even further on, which we'll touch on a little bit later. But you really have to get into. There have been a couple people that have come out, and not that closet, different closet. That closet's great to come out of. It's okay. This closet, maybe not so much. There are people that have come out and said they took part in the 20 and Back program. Now, for those of you who are not aware of the 20 and Back program, what that is, basically, you go 20 years, you are abducted or you are recruited. There's two different ways to look at this. and you served 20 years. And then they put you right back within a half an hour of the time you were abducted or recruited. So, time travel. So it covers time travel, space, cloning. The theory on how they do that is a little bit iffy, but there have been several people that have come forth with these memories of actually serving 20 years and fighting battles, being enslaved, kind of thing, and then coming back to the regular life.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets
and that's
a little
the
wonky
fucking
for me.
God damn it. That's the okay. Now I've advised everybody that I thought might have been here that we're actually live and everything's working now. But that's the fucking part that makes it cool. Is the time? It's not like. Is it even time travel or is it just time stoppage? Is it Is it fast forwarding and rewinding or is it just pausing?
No, life goes on. The way I understand it. Okay, we're going to cover a little bit of one guy's story in this. Of all the people that have come forward, there have been a few, like I said, 6, 7, 10, something like that. I don't know, but we're going to cover one of them. But basically, and his story is more abduction. He was abducted at 10 in 1982, something like that. Yeah. He was abducted at 10 years old. And he served his 20 years, and they put him right back into his body the same night. Now, and we'll probably touch on this a little bit. We will touch on this a little bit down the road here when we're covering a story. But is it not really time travel? Or is it more of consciousness swapping, like in cloning? Maybe your body, they just take they don't really abduct your body. They abduct your consciousness. And for the purpose of this 20 and back program, they put your they've already cloned you. If you can fucking do this shit, you can clone something. Put your consciousness in that clone and kind of given your flesh meat bag in the real timeline, kind of a dummy version, or they split it. I don't know.
Like how, like with Adam Sandler and Click?
Kind of, yes.
He just went into autopilot?
Right. And this, if anybody's had teenagers, they become a dick overnight. They hit at 13, essentially they become a first-class prick overnight.
That's not just teenagers.
Could this be that they were abducted and that douchebag smartass has to argue with everything you say?
Cockwaffle.
Is the dickhead part of their consciousness while the others serving their 20 years. And then in 20 years they come back, they get back to somewhat normal. But this is why I say it ties into a lot of conspiracies. You have alien abduction, which we've covered on this extensively, because it kind of is very similar. White light, grays do this. And when we talk about this guy's story, he was abducted by grays.
Yeah.
And a reptilian, to be exact. But it was just...
It's always a reptilian.
It's
always a reptilian and a gray. Or a gray.
It's your standard abduction theory. Or abduction story, I guess. And also, you and I, people of, my age, and like Gregory's in the chat's age, who's very close to my age, and even your age.
Ancient.
Bite me. Missing children is very common.
Yeah.
And then you have, could this explain some of it? It can't explain all of it.
Nothing. All of everything will never fucking be explained.
And you've heard of the missing 401
stuff. Yeah.
Which is
because we should do a whole fucking episode
I did one little highlighted episode on it, which we might dive into again. But could this be could this be what this is as well? But my problem is like the where they take you and bring you back to your body 20 years later. Why do the missing 401 shit, or abduct a stranger in a forest or whatever, or the missing person? You don't have that would be much easier, you think. You don't have to put them back. Takes all that time and time travel.
Just get rid of them.
Yeah.
Or if you have the technology to fucking pull this shit off anyway, why do you give a shit? What are we going to do?
That's a good point.
We can't even get to your planet. So the fuck you can just sit there and you can do the Big Brother thing where you just hold your arm out and fucking hold us while we swing at you. We're just like what? We're just gonna send very strongly worded fucking radio or communications to you. If you don't stop kidnapping our fucking people and making them into slaves, your butt's gonna get busted. How? How is my butt gonna get busted, silly human? I am 32 million light years away. You don't even know where we are. You're just broadcasting in a 360. And you're actually, now that we think of it, you're fucking dead anyway because we're that far away. It took that long for this telecommunication to reach us. Fuck you. Ted Cruz or whoever the fuck would have the bright idea to try to pull that one off. We'll stop making Dunkaroos if you don't stop fucking with us.
You know, I can get behind this 20 and back program to a certain extent. But when you start talking, because it does answer a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. It connects some dots. What the shit's about ready to get real.
Watch your shoulder.
The shit could fall apart at any time.
I know, but I say we just fucking swing that motherfucker in there. Super glue it.
We could.
We'll suction cup it.
But when we start talking time travel, like the whole claim, that's when you lose me a little bit. That's when an eyebrow goes up. He goes, do what? What the fuck are you talking about? Really? I mean, if you want to say straight abduction, this is in missing persons cases where people just, disappear.
What the fuck is that?
Somebody's fucking cutting grass. Oh,
there's a power box under my foot.
Don't fucking touch nothing. We could get the feedback back.
Power box under my foot. Don't fucking touch. All right. We got to do some cable management over the next couple days.
But this is where, becomes a little far-fetched to me.
Oh, this is where it becomes far-fetched.
I mean, but like missing persons.
But this being the reason for the missing person, already far-fetched.
Nah, I can wrap my head around that.
Mm.
But to say you get abducted and then come back, they send you back 20 years later in your exact body.
Well, I feel like the world we live...
20 years you were gone.
The world we live in was probably fucking part of the reason why this shit doesn't get talked about that often. Because everybody hears about it and they're like, are you sure you just didn't start doing drugs and get put into a sex trafficking ring?
We're going to get into that too.
Sex trafficking?
Yes.
I'm out.
I would hope you would not sex traffic anybody, but this 20 and back program.
Not even sex in traffic.
Well, who hasn't had roadhead? Jesus. Well, it was just a lot slower. It's donkey head.
Could you imagine how fucking much that would suck? You're on those, like the first wheel man ever made. It's not even it's an oval with a pizza slice chopped out of one side because somebody fucked it up and they were like, oh, well, I'd fix it, but I'm already 52. I'm not going to make it that long to fix that. I can't carve another one. It took me 16 years. And then you just, oh, God, that would suck. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel.
Yeah. But I can, like I said, I can wrap... To take somebody and put them back at the time that they were abducted, like that 20 years never happened, that's far-fetched for me.
Yeah, because we go back to the original point we started talking about. What's the fucking point?
Now, if you would say they put you back at 20 years down the line, say if you were abducted when you were 10, they put you back at 30, and what the? Oh, that's your chair. What the fuck if they put you back when you're 30 and kind of mind meld your fucking Spock memories.
Did you actually think that I was farting?
With you, I never fucking know. It would not surprise me that you took a big dump right here on the podcast. And this episode,
we should do that. We should just have toilets right next to us. We can just handle our business. We'll have to bring the camera up a little bit. Maybe.
This episode has went to shit anyway, so what difference does it make?
Oh, my God, dude. It just started off bad. Like, feedback. What do you mean feedback? Camera doesn't work. Fucking this thing, the whole wall's going to fall at any given second. Pretty sure I've got fucking diabetes and I need to have my left fucking pinky toe cut off right now.
All right, let's get into the story. The one experiencer I want to talk about, and his name is Tony Rodriguez. He came out in 2000.
Yeah, the guy that you have to look up, you legitimately have to fucking Google how to say his goddamn name.
It's not Rodriguez.
It's not.
Rodriguez.
Like the fuck?
It's very similar spell.
Put a fucking choke on that goddamn lawnmower.
I don't even know who's cutting.
I don't even...
Anyway.
Kids that listen to Panic at the Disco.
Anyway, but he was abducted in 1982 at the age of 10. Now, how he got abducted is a very interesting story. This is where it gets really weird and conspiratorial.
Was it like every other abduction we're used to seeing? Was it like a fucking large Polish guy in a really awful leather jacket?
No.
Get in the van, please.
It's better than that.
There's no way. Unless Jean-Claude Van Damme and fucking Chuck Norris and Patrick Swayze all roundhouse kicked him into a van. That's the only way it gets better.
Oh, no, it's much better than that. Now, at 10 years old, he was in, school, and he had a classmate that was, and it was a kind of an uppity school. I wouldn't say, I don't know if it was private or whatever, but it was an uppity school. And so there was a lot of rich people and rich kids.
City boy!
Rich kids at the school. Now, he kind of got one rich kid.
Oh, I know.
He got on his bad side.
I know vaguely this story.
He apparently walked in. I could be getting it wrong. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but
he walked in on him fucking his dad.
No.
And then when his dad pulled out, his butthole came out.
Why does it always have to go to that? This is not the fucking Wednesday show. Jesus.
Everybody likes to hear about a falsified pink sock story.
He went to the library and this kid was talking to some girls and reading their minds, trying to get in their pants at 10 years old.
It's so funny because we've all been that age, so I see that scenario in my head. And he's just sitting there. He's got like a fucking Abercrombie and Fitch polo on, and he's got his spiked up hair with his frosted tips. Okay, so the girls are wearing leg warmers and they have teased hair, and he's wearing a fucking Ralph Lauren polo with the collar popped with another one underneath it, also with the collar popped with those fucking flip up shades. I just love the idea of, like, could you imagine what it would be like if you could read minds when you were an elementary or junior high kid? Like, sure. The way interactions went. You'd be like, you're thinking about how much you don't want to go to Mrs. Harris's English class. And like, oh my God. That's like so hot. Did you really make out with Miranda after their dance? And he'd be like, Stephanie told you a lie. How'd you know Stephanie told me? Because I can read minds, stupid. And then he fucking David Blaine's off into the distance. He just levitates away. That's how rich kids work. Rich kids don't walk; they levitate.
Possibly, but according to his story, the girls say you're gonna have to let him read your mind, and he can't read minds. So basically, he said okay, and the kid told him to think of something but don't say it. So.
Imagine that how that's how that works.
Think about it and then tell me about it.
If you tell
me what you're thinking, and I'll tell you what you said.
Okay, what are you thinking about? I'm thinking about I want some Doritos.
He wants some Doritos.
Do you want Doritos? And it's 82, so there's only 2, so I'm assuming he would instantly be like, I'm guessing you want Cool Ranch? Or
I don't even think there's Cool Ranch in 82.
Was there?
Probably just nacho cheese. Just one, the original.
Mm.
But anyway,
back in the old fucking white bags.
But anyway, he apparently thought of something like, you are talking about this kid in his mind, said, you are too ugly. You're not going to get any of these girls.
Damn.
A good 10-year-old response, I guess.
You're a butthole.
But apparently the guy got really pissy all of a sudden and just walked off or something to that effect. Didn't say what he was thinking. Like possibly he read his mind. And he got butthurt over it, which I would be too. But anyway, I guess a few days later they were having a science fair. Or I'm trying to think. Later on, a few days later they were talking, and the guy said
the two
boys they kind of got in a confrontation or some verbal confrontation, and the rich kid said, "What's your dad do? My dad's in the Illuminati, so we're bringing the Illuminati into this bitch." We're going down.
That just takes away legitimacy to me though. Like, why the fuck does your 10-year-old son know that you're in the Illuminati? That's a terrible idea. 10-year-olds tell everything to everyone.
I mean, that's what I said. This covers the gambit. of everything. The ruling class elite, which
I mean, that's a thing.
Exactly. Which,
but like, why would your fucking
Illuminati.
10-year-old? Why would your 10-year-old know about it?
Well, if it's a family, you're grooming them. Oh, we can't say grooming anymore. Oof, my bad.
I wouldn't start at 10.
Fuck yeah, you would.
10-year-olds never shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you would.
Are you kidding me? They'd be like, little Timmy, what's the answer to number 7? 9 plus 15 is 24, and my dad's in the Illuminati.
10.
Like,
I don't know what kind of kids you've been around, but when I was 10, we weren't bitches. We don't fucking spread shit. You just knock your fucking dick in the dirt and call it a day. We don't talk about that shit.
About the Illuminati?
Right.
You grew up.
Anyway.
You know the struggle of holding on to the Illuminati secrets.
How do you know I'm not an Illuminati?
You were a Mason.
I was. We'll get into that one other day.
Man, it's all coming together now.
I'm a.
Your dad wasn't going to get alcohol and Butterfingers. He was going to fucking run the world.
If my dad was running the world, we would have. It would have ended back in 1990. This is all a fucking dream.
NASCAR would be the national sport. Fucking.
God rest his soul, but not really. He'd fuck up a wet dream.
There's a beer or a fucking brewery and a vodka distillery mandatory in every county.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. So the kids basically
the flag of the United States is just a number 3 Dale Earnhardt the Intimidator flag.
Let's get back. Hey, I'd like to live in that world. Damn it.
Oh yeah, you don't like your dad, but you like Dale Earnhardt. So Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, fuck him too. Anyway, okay, so they had this little conversation.
Wait, Jeff Jarrett was a wrestler.
His dad was in the ruling elite, whatever.
Whatever. His dad was probably a fucking like a branch manager of a fucking bank.
Apparently not. If you let's listen to this story.
Oh, let's listen to this legit ass story from this 10-year-old kid.
So apparently there was a few days later they had a science fair and they were walking in with their toothpaste fucking
pouring bullshit. Fucking vinegar into their volcano and
shit.
And showing off their styrofoam ball solar systems.
Mr. Illuminati was there. And the boy said, "That's the kid I've been telling you about." And
he just walked around like, "Hello, my name is Ted. I'm in the Illuminati. Hi. How are you today? Illuminati. Oh, Chase Bank? Illuminati."
But
you can't tell me what to do. I'm in the Illuminati. I'm taking 3 cookies.
Basically, the guy said something like, "Don't worry, we'll take care of it." And guess what? That night is when he got abducted.
You know what this kind of sounds like?
What?
This kid and his dad are the Malfoys from Harry Potter.
I'd rather jack off.
You know who I'm talking about.
Not really. Oh, the
shitty blonde
guy.
kid. Yeah.
The Targaryen-looking motherfucker.
Yeah. That's Tony Rodriguez's childhood enemy was fucking Draco Malfoy, and his Illuminati dad is whatever his fucking stupid goddamn dad's name was. Master gave Dobby a sock.
Oh, I hope I didn't.
What'd you do?
Oh.
God damn it! If we fuck this up, I'm done.
I'm done. We're calling it. No,
we'll just do it tomorrow or something.
But anyway, that night he was abducted by a gray and a reptilian. Your classic abduction story.
Well, and see the sex trafficking thing that I say jokingly brought up. It's not a joke. Like, I understand that sex trafficking is a thing and it's a serious problem, but like this kind of goes along with the Illuminati thing too.
Trust me, we're tying this all in. This comes in a nice big fucking red bow bag.
Fucking double knotted like one of those Lexus Christmas
Looks
commercials.
Like my drunk dad with his Easter. You know, you got twine going everywhere.
Face all red. Fucking eyes are yellow. He looks like an inverted Pikachu.
John is set in that motherfucker. Smells like stale beer and fucking desperation.
He looks like the bad guy from Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, but where was that? It was a classic abduction with a gray and there was an alien. Now, according to his recollection, he didn't think he went off world. They took him to a facility which seemed he thought it was on the planet, because in the story he doesn't leave Earth for several years.
Yeah.
Now, this is where current events and things that have happened come to light over the past few years plays in.
Yeah.
He was not. The 20 and Back program just isn't about space. It's not about military.
The final frontier.
Right. Didn't get all Spock and Kirk about it.
Spurk.
He was
Cock.
sold. He was sold into slavery, and he
Yeah.
had an owner He lived in Seattle, where he stayed, and
now it's really adding up.
And he took part in the eyes wide shut kind of shit. Pedophilia, child sacrifice.
Yeah, it's just a.
I mean, we're hitting every major fucking movie known to man.
You had to say eyes wide shut type shit.
But
while this owner was sleepless in Seattle, and then we already got the Malfoys.
Yes, but
I think it's just a bunch of fucking movies put together.
Maybe
it really kind of now that we're looking at
are these movies telling us something?
Are the movies based on this?
They're actual documentaries.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Yes. But for the first 6 years, he was basically a sex slave. And there was...
Jesus Christ. It's a rough life for a 10-year-old.
The typical occult shit, child sacrifice, drinking blood, the adrenochrome bullshit.
What, you said how long of it he was a sex slave at the beginning?
He did, for the first 6 years.
Jesus.
He did not go off planet.
This isn't a fucking alien thing. This is a Catholic Church thing. As soon as he had a man body, they didn't want him anymore.
According to his story, this is a ruling elite kind of thing, which Catholic Church
Oh yeah,
it's all one of the
same.
Once he basically aged out. So if he got abducted at 10, nobody wants a fucking 16-year-old. If you're into that shit, I guess. Oh, God.
Look at him. He's actually got muscle development.
This kid could probably kick our ass. Okay?
Look, he's starting to get hair. He's starting to look like an adult. I don't want to fuck him anymore.
So they sold him to the military. This is slavery.
Yeah.
They sold him to the military. Now here is where he goes off world. They throw him in, the Jetsons fucking bullshit, and send him to the moon for some training. Now on this,
he's just floating through the fucking sky. Major Tom to ground.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. No, he wasn't a sex slave. I forgot there was a time before that too. Before actually, his early time on Earth, I forgot all about.
He's a fluffer,
which is fucking cool as shit because it adds more to this fucking shit. Before he became a sex slave, so for the first couple years, he went to Peru. He worked for. They trained them to remote view. They gave him LSD type substance to connect him to the psychic world.
This kid's getting a hell of a resume.
And he, well, fuck yeah.
He's a psychic.
Before he started even jerking off.
He's a psychic. He's a soldier. Well, he didn't have to learn how to jerk off because he was fucking catching dick from these
I think this
Illuminalians.
But he went to Peru apparently, and
why
worked
Peru?
For cartel, transporting drugs. In a roundabout way, the CIA. Because we all know the CIA is big in the drug game.
This is the biggest cartel.
Yes.
The U.S. government.
And they would put these kids, these psychic kids, or remote viewing kids on these planes to dodge anything might come up. Whether a rogue ATF agent, I don't fucking know, or DEA, whatever.
Imagine if this shit still went on today. You just have some fucking kid with like a chain wallet and an iPhone in the back. Like, turn left. God.
Now, but to get in this state where you can remote view or be psychic, they had to give him some sort of drug. Probably DMT. I don't fucking know.
Dick wasn't enough.
No, we're not to the. This is pre-dick. This is
the dick was going on the whole time. Let's be
probably
real.
So they had to get him out of that because it started making him ill.
Oh.
So I guess this is
Too much dick and acid, I guess.
this is when his master
He's getting acid reflux.
said, "You know what? Come on back." This is where they partook in a lot of the satanic occult type shit. Then he aged out, and he was sold to
Too old to fuck. Get rid of him.
sold to the military
I can't
industrial
get over that
complex. Sold to the military industrial complex. And this is
Where
where they
he
sent him.
continued to get fucked.
This is where they sent him to the moon. To the moon, Tony, to the moon. And they trained him military stylish. And he tells of a story where there was a bunch of them in like an arena.
Spartan style?
Kind of Coliseum style, yes.
Oh, for entertainment.
There were people around, but he thinks they were other soldiers. Or soldiers.
I mean, it's still a
there
gladiator situation.
There was a base on the moon, the dark side of the moon, the back side of the moon.
The backside of the moon. The far away part.
The part we can't see because of if the moon even exists. I don't fucking know. It could be a hologram.
Well, that's the thing is like people fucking sleep on the fact that the quote dark side of the moon does in fact get light.
Yes, we just can't.
It's like
We just can't see it because it's away from us. When
Yeah.
the sun's behind it.
it wiggles.
If you break into a TikTok song, I don't
No,
know, to
the
knock
moon
you
wiggles. I forget when or why, but it's true. Neil deGrasse Tyson told me,
But basically,
and everything he says is truth.
they gave each of them like a grenade type thing. They're getting fucking serious here.
What the fuck?
Give a 16-year-old.
What are we doing today, Cap? We're gonna drop you all in this fucking bowl, and everybody's gonna get a live grenade. What do we do with them? I don't fucking know. We're gonna find out though.
I'm going to tell you. And out comes gladiator style, not a lion, but a big ass fucking spider.
Oh, fuck that.
And they're all huddled together.
See, this is all still Harry Potter, giant spiders. Lord of the Rings, giant spiders. These are just a bunch of fucking movies put
We're
together.
gonna get giant spiders. This is not the only time.
Oh
Apparently
god,
that-
it's fucking fuck. Was it
Me.
Battlestar Galactica or Starship Troopers?
I have a note on that. It's very Starship Trooper.
I still can't get over just dropping a bunch of kids in a fucking arena and being like, "Here's your grenade. Don't point it at anybody."
It turns out it's kind of like a test. So one of the kids just says, "Fuck it," goes all suicide bomber on him and starts running toward the fucking big spider.
And let me guess, it just like fucking stabs him with its
No,
giant
he
leg.
jumps up right by his head and detonates it. Splits the kid in half
Well, yeah.
and kills the spider.
So now you just got a bunch of other kids just sitting there afraid to drop their grenades
And
because
that
they're live.
Test is over. They bring the kids in and they're all high-fiving these kids. They all passed the fucking test. Let the dumb motherfucker blow himself up. You guys did a good job. So anyway, once they did this
That's
training,
a terrible fucking training method.
it's kind of like ISIS.
But in space with giant spiders, with fucking sex trafficked slave acid psychics.
But all this, and he also talks about they were doing MK Ultra type torture on these.
Oh yeah, no shit.
On these kids.
That's the
From
least surprising part about all
every
this.
time they transitioned into a different thing, like from when he first got abducted, they did it. First got abducted, they did it. On the moon, they did it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically programming. You're breaking them down. It's kind of like 20 and back boot camp.
I just keep going back to the Coliseum thing, like seeing space vendors walking around selling space beers. Ice cold beer.
Very good. It very well could have been. Can you eat popcorn in zero gravity? Or less gravity?
Well, I mean, realistically, everyone can eat popcorn in zero gravity.
How hard would it be?
Did you know? Holy shit! Speaking of gravity, did you know? Although I'm sure that they do it, did you know that it is frowned upon and advised against for astronauts to jerk off in space?
Haven't we covered this on the podcast?
Have we? Because they're afraid of it drifting to an impregnable crewmate.
I think there's a classic early short of this very.
I don't know. No, wait.
Play the scenario of somebody jacking off in space on the International Space Station. You did a brilliant job. It was funny.
It's just like that's the video Pornhub needs.
Zero gravity fucking.
Just honestly, not even just Pornhub, just liquid in zero gravity period is very satisfying. Like on Wild Boys, I think it was. They got on one of those, the anti-gravity planes.
Mm-hmm.
That they like go up and then they just basically dive for a while. They did that and like they started throwing up. Eventually, there's just puke balls floating through fucking the air. There's a bunch of Russian cosmonauts like, what the fuck are you doing?
So basically, the moon for Mr. Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call him Tony. I believe we're at that.
we're pals.
He's not coming on this show.
If you want to, we won't fuck you. Nor will I shove a fucking live grenade in your hand and tell you to kill a giant arachnid.
Anyway. But this was a training stop. From here, guess where he went?
Mars.
They shipped him to Mars. Apparently, Mars is happening. There's a lot of insect creatures.
This is really starting to sound like fucking Starship Troopers some more.
Now, Mars apparently is more of a U.S. base.
Oh. What's Pluto?
I don't know. I didn't read that far into the story. But there are actual Marine type soldiers who were military at Mars. And these kids, basically, let's be honest, cheap labor, slaves. They were using them as bait for the insects.
Apparently fuckable.
They were the worm to bring in the insects. Now, he tells a story. They went on several, he calls them hikes, I believe.
Hikes?
Trying to, and the,
that's a hike?
The Rambo.
So was the fucking Coliseum thing with the grenades? Was that baseball?
That was training. That was just training.
We're going to the park, grenade.
But, speaking of the kid did not die who blew himself up. Apparently
they put them back together?
Yeah, because we got regeneration shit, which we're going to talk about.
Starship Troopers!
I know.
They do that shit in Starship Troopers.
Service guaranteed citizenship.
Motherfuckers.
But the military soldiers would follow them, up on a cliff, keep eyes on them as these kids were fucking walking in their howdy doody outfits.
They're just down there. They all have like communications and shit and like that. The kids are like, I'm really glad that they send these big manly soldiers out here to protect us. And like off in the distance through the woods, you just hear one of the soldiers just go, ha!
But apparently they did give the kids some kind of weapon, like a projectile gun, not laser gun, no lightsabers. Like
a rail gun?
Yes, I believe that is the term they use.
That's a bad motherfucker.
I think. But just
they actually have like prototype like functioning versions of them on the planet right now. And like what a railgun is?
Nah,
it basically the science behind it, if my information or if my knowledge or not knowledge, if my memory serves me correctly, is it takes a projectile that oftentimes is spear-like, kinda like more oblong than like a bullet, and it uses magnets to magnetically eject it from the weapon, so they can take you can take something with a much higher mass than a normal projectile and launch it at a much higher speed.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. There's actually some out there, and they're fucking terrifying. Like they're just sending like steel rods through like 8 feet of concrete. Like, yeah, I think that'll work. I don't think there's literally anything we can't kill with that.
Now they went out on several missions, 2 or 3 missions. No luck fishing. The insect.
So they got bored and put them back in the Grenade Coliseum?
No.
I want more stories about the Grenade Coliseum.
We're getting to
oh, shit.
on the third mission. I'm going to use the term mission very loosely.
Mission.
Apparently, there was some contact. They ran into Harry the Spider, same kind that was on the moon, and a beetle-like.
Starship Troopers.
Yes. Where's Doogie Howser at?
This is literally Starship Troopers.
I know. I'm well aware. Or was that was obviously a documentary. But They had.
All I know is if there's a hot redhead in this story,
she is hot.
Then it's definitely Starship Troopers, and it's definitely all bullshit.
Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not here to judge.
Talk about an actress that I don't even know if I've ever seen her in anything else.
I know she's been in did an episode of NCIS as a madam.
Oh,
I'd pay for that shit.
Let's get back to these kids with grenades.
Okay. Oh, so on the third mission, they have some contact. They run into, like I said, a spider-type creature and a beetle-type alien.
A big bad Beetleborgs.
Apparently, the Marines / soldiers, whatever, the Navy SEAL Team 6 of Mars, I don't fucking know.
The Mars Attacks aliens?
Yes. We're a little far behind. So the kids,
they're just fucked.
They had to engage. They got their ass kicked.
Well, yeah.
And apparently, he lost an arm, and the beetle chihuahua'd his ass, took his foot. Now, eventually...
He said, I can still fight. He said, your arm's off.
Eventually, the soldiers caught up, I guess. Well, before they caught up, the insects were mind-melding him. They were communicating with him telepathically. Apparently, he tells a story of they took him through his memories. Like, they were reading his mind. They were Vulcan mind-melding him, reading his memories.
Why?
To find out intel. It was an interrogation type thing. They were trying to find out intel.
But why do the alien spiders have fucking telekinesis and shit?
Well, they're alien spiders. They're not fucking spiders like we hear. They're
what
intelligent.
if spiders here have that power and we don't know it?
They probably do. They're creepy little
Spiders
guys.
are quite mysterious. Still to this day, science has not found a concrete way of explaining how their silk goes from a liquid to a solid.
Well, ask Peter Parker. I don't fucking know.
I just find that very fascinating.
I know you dig that shit. That gets you a fucking insect.
It is. It's a liquid inside their bodies.
I don't know. Well,
ask old Tony Rodriguez.
I don't know.
Tell him to go back up to Mars and fuck a spider and tell us how it works.
Anyway, they were mind meld. They were trying to get information. They took him back through the memories, and they showed him memories. Now, I didn't mention this when they abducted him. He had no memory of his family from the time of abduction on. Is what he remembered. Apparently, the spider could tap into the other memories, and he saw his mother and all that happy horse shit. But he was given a message to give to. They were going to let him live, and he was given a message to give to the, leadership of the military on Mars. So eventually, the soldiers get there. He crawls. They let him go. They say they don't. The insects don't kill him. He starts crawling away. Happy. The Marine or the soldiers find him. They fix him up the best they can, tourniquets and that kind of shit, and take him back to the base. And he told them that in his debriefing that the alien spiders or the alien beetle, I forget which one, told him, listen, tell these fucknuts, we're not this stupid. We know what you're doing. So stop it. And
what were they doing?
Well, they were trying to take over the planet. It was a terrible.
Okay, so that's it. There wasn't okay.
We know what you're doing. We're not stupid. We can adapt.
So they weren't after like the unobtainium or anything like that.
No.
I'm just waiting for another just very detailed part of a fucking movie to get dropped in here somewhere.
We're coming close to the end of it.
And then the giant ship ran into a space iceberg and broke in half. But one lady lived on a door.
Right.
A space door.
But this story, his Mars time's not over yet. Now,
is he getting fucked this whole time?
No, I remember I told you about the boy who blew himself up.
Yeah.
They fixed him. He woke up the next day. Guess what?
What?
His arm's back and his foot's back.
Oh.
Now,
was it like Deadpool style where it grew back and it was all tiny and weird?
He did not know. If it was, it would have been a much better story. But he woke up and they were there the next day. So
I call bullshit.
After this, they shut down that mission apparently.
Good call.
And they sat there for about a month or two and did nothing. And then they...
Then they gave the kids live grenades again.
No, they
started fucking them.
They reassigned him and started training him again.
Ow.
They basically sold him to the Trade Federation.
The Trade Federation?
Basically.
The East India Spice Company of space?
Yes.
East India Space Company?
Yes. Actually German, but that's beside the point. And the Germans were more...
East Berlin Space Company?
The Germans were more into the trading. They had freighters and trade. But they trained him as a cargo engineer. Well, at first
So he's just really good at Tetris?
At first he trained as a mechanic, I guess, because he did repairs on these starships as they were making trade runs.
For the troopers?
Yes, for the troopers. But then, naturally, you got promoted. And
so let's add this up. So now he has been a child sex slave.
Yes.
He has been a LSD infused psychic.
Yes.
He's been a one-legged, one-armed toy soldier.
Yes.
To fight and find giant spiders and giant beetles. And now he's a Nazi shipyard worker.
Kind of.
This man's got a hell of a resume. There's no job he can't get.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I could be getting this wrong, but I believe is in the Sirius colony, which is pretty far out there.
Yeah.
So they would travel to other galaxies. It's just not.
You know what we're getting into now?
What?
Fifth Element.
Kind of like it, yes. And basically, apparently, aliens like coffee. That was one of the things we traded.
Men in Black.
All the
Hi, Jay.
But they would trade items. It wasn't about money. It was about trading for technologies.
Titan AE. You wouldn't have seen that one.
No, I've not seen it. I know of it.
It's a kid's movie.
I know.
It's actually pretty cool.
So basically, he serves out his remaining 20 years being a cargo officer or cargo.
The remainder of the 20 years,
yeah,
or
the remainder. Now he did say because of time travel, because of space travel, they would in a day go light years, far, far away, which is
a galaxy far, far away.
Yes, and saw Chewbacca and all them fucknuts.
A long time ago.
Yes, 1990.
Help us, Tony. You're our only hope.
No, but
get your wide asshole out of bed and grab your live grenade. Let's fucking do this.
Because now,
don't forget the acid too.
His enslavers were actually kind of nice. His 20-year, because of the time travel, because of the space travel with the time.
Yeah.
His 20-year service was actually up in about 18 years.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because when they come back, they'd come back.
They don't. That
time, with.
Oh, so you're compensated for travel time,
right?
Like it's traveling salesman.
Yes, with the wormhole, they'd be gone for 10 hours, but it'd only time-wise be, say,
so he got paid for
half hour.
So he got paid for his commute.
Yes. So he got early release.
All right.
And they apparently brought him back in around 1999.
Huh.
But what's weird, this is where it gets weird, they took him back to actually 82.
Mm-hmm.
At 10 years old.
Yeah.
By the next morning. And then he lived out his life. Now, in 2015, apparently these memories started coming back to him. Because apparently they wiped the memories. They don't want you remembering this shit.
He's like, that's so long ago for him, but he goes back to 10, he goes back, and he's like, shit. My dick's the same size as before I left.
Damn it, I still have no grass on the field.
I'm regressing. I think it might be bigger when I'm 10.
But in 2015, he started remembering things, little bits and pieces. And then, maybe a smell. Or maybe you saw a spider on the wall at the house. And
what smell are you going to smell that's going to make you think of fucking Mars?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Something starts sparking these memories.
I'm Googling it. I'm seeing what Mars smells like. Go ahead.
ass and beetle shit. Fuck, I don't know.
I mean, I would imagine we don't know. We've never been there.
This is where, how do we know? Could this just not be, false memories? Or made up false memories, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he saw Starship Troopers.
I was just going to say, all of the movies that I've brought up were out by 2015.
Yes. Men in Black. If you say Harry Potter, whatever. But in his subconscious, just kind of put some puzzle pieces together, and we have the 20 and Back program.
Apparently Mars should theoretically smell like rotten eggs.
Because of the sulfur?
Amongst other things. Because of the iron, magnesium, sulfur, acids, and CO2. So now we know that. You're all welcome.
Yes. Now, listen.
Moon Unit's here. Hi, Moon Unit.
Welcome.
Moon Unit. Like and share the video. Because we don't have very many viewers.
Well, according to Tony,
first goddamn live stream,
there is some sort of atmosphere. It's not as... You can't breathe, but you need assistance breathing. But anyway, that's irrelevant. That's neither here nor there.
Because this is all bullshit.
You think? Are you calling bullshit on?
A little bit, yeah.
The space travel stuff. No, I do believe there's a secret space program.
Yeah, but not for this.
Not for this. But I think we've taken two different fucking problems, or two different theories, and combined them here.
They're basically just finger fucking a bunch of conspiracies together.
Oh, it connects more fucking dots than what you can.
I mean, you start with a 10-year-old son of an Illuminati who can read minds. You go to, like I said, acid and psychic abilities, pedophilia rings in space.
No, the pedophilia rings were not in space. They were here on Earth.
Michigan?
He's from Michigan, actually.
Michigan's pretty bad. Actually, our area apparently is... Our state and our area is quite bad for the trafficking problem, from what I understand.
Now, apparently, my issue with, like, say his first 6 years, when he was a slave and a sex slave and all that shit. Apparently, that place in Seattle, he remembered it identically the way, remembered it and described it. He went to it. And he was trying to prove to some people, probably his wife who's thinking he's fucking crazy.
Right.
Come on, we're going to take a vacation.
Rightfully so.
Apparently, that place is there, and it was exactly as he described it. But where...
That doesn't mean shit either.
You don't know... How the fuck's he going to know?
2015 Google Maps.
Well, if you don't know the fucking address, that'd be hard to fucking find.
No, you just fucking look up a place and then you go,
okay, I get you right. I guess. But we're tying in so many different fucking things here. We know there's a pedophilia ring.
Yeah.
It is, and it is the elites.
Oh, yeah.
100%. There's a reason why.
Maybe not all of them, but.
There's a reason why, and we've covered this before, how you can convict
Jizzball Maxwell
and on child trafficking, and nobody else gets a fucking conviction.
I know, because
nobody's else indicted on that.
We had that argument a couple times. You brought it up, and I was like, dude, I'm telling you, it's because of who is involved.
Right. Because there's a hierarchy. And maybe that ruling elite, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, people that, things that rhyme with words like Blinton and Tush and probably
Hump.
Mootin. Oh, and let's not forget the Boyle Cramley of Great Britain. You like how cryptic I was being there?
Yeah, very. But that is a thing. Now, I can buy a secret space program. I can buy that.
Yeah.
And I believe we went further than what... I'm not even that far against fucking having a base on the moon and on Mars. I'm not against that. It's very fucking possible. If they are if technology is that far advanced, that's fucking possible. Don't know. It's possible. If they're,
I mean,
if they had today's technology back in the 60s,
there's more far-fetched shit out there, but like I would be surprised if even if they have the technology, I would be surprised if they have done it.
but what I'm saying is if in the 60s they had the technology we as a population have today, they had it in the 60s. That was 60 fucking years, well, yeah, 62, 60 years ago.
Yeah.
So the technology they have today is closer to 2082. You know, it's common math. And with the rate of technology growth, that secret technology growth has to grow even faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Than what we've grown, and it hasn't grown consistently. It's really jumped from, the 60s to the real jump, like 1993-ish, 92-ish, from 1990 figure. It has jumped dramatically.
Yeah.
Than it did, say, in between the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
It has really accelerated.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally the government's technology has done that same acceleration, if not more. So it could be closer to what you would think would be possible in 21 something.
Just Jean-Luc Picard just cruising around space right now.
Which, I don't put it that far out of that. We have Space Force, damn it. But I did hear that Space Force is not necessarily about space. Well,
about force?
No, it's about it's almost more of a cyber. Satellites. It's all about satellites.
Well, that's space.
Well, that's space, low Earth orbit,
inner space.
Yes, but it's more about cyber protection than actual battlefield and fucking outer space.
Is that why we see all those fucking TikToks of like, how much money do you have in your bank account? $60K. What do? I just got my first paycheck for doing cybersecurity. Sign up here to get your degree in cybersecurity.
Nah, I ain't doing it. Fuck it. I did see something on Facebook, a drone pilot. Be a licensed drone pilot.
What the?
That would be cool.
Why are you advertising for that? Just walk around any neighborhood and find the fucking 12 fucking soccer dads that do that shit.
Boss, I got shot down again. My bad. Some hillbilly.
Stupid.
Some hillbilly in Hamilton shot me down. But I do think that we know fucking sex rings are going on.
Oh, yeah.
We know the elites are doing that shit.
Yes.
And we know the government's technology, the military's technology is way far advanced than ours. So it is plausible that we have traveled further in the galaxy or in the solar system and possibly the galaxy than what we are told today or what we are led to believe. That is if you believe it, space is real. You need some Bluetooth?
That's how I feel.
You need some Bluetooth there?
We're back. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Now, rock with me on this for a second. This is a bunch of bullshit. I know it's a crazy theory. It's a crazy thought to have.
Go. Let us spill it out.
That was it.
What?
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, I find it very hard to fucking believe.
Yeah.
Anything's fucking possible, though.
Yeah. Like, the sex trafficking.
100%.
Don't doubt it.
Oh, that's proven.
The fucking men who stare at goat shit. No.
Oh, it's proven it's been tried.
Yeah, but not with 10-year-old kids that got abducted from Michigan.
Well, think about it. What's the rule
and then
of
got
thumb
fucked
in
for
the
6
paranormal?
years.
What's the rule of thumb in the paranormal? That younger kids are more accepting of the paranormal. They haven't been jaded by life. Life hasn't kicked them in the nuts. So
that's a fair thought.
younger kids still, they say they can see more like a dog or animals. They can see and experience more than we can as jaded adults. So
Fair.
if you are going to do remote viewing, which that makes sense that it's drug induced, clears your mind.
It's got to make it easier.
Yeah, that makes more sense than just sitting there going.
Right. Are you having trouble? You're having trouble locating that terrorist? You want some acid? Yes, I do.
So remote viewing and that psychic type stuff makes sense that they would use kids. And what Chip Coffey had that psychic kids show. That was never mind. I won't say make that joke.
Oh God, excuse me.
So that is kind of makes a little sense to me.
I still think it's bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, the Starship Trooper shit. Yes.
Oh yeah.
But I do.
And then the human husk that he jumped back into.
I mean, the time you lose me on the. I would believe the insect spider. If you just leave out the time fucking travel for me.
Give me more fucking adolescents with grenades and fucking coliseums. That's what I'm here for at this point. That should be The Rock's next fucking reality sports or challenge show. Hi, I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Welcome to my new show, Kids with Grenades. Sponsored by Terramana Tequila.
Yeah.
And Under Armour. Unleash the Bull.
Because I've read books. I've read a
Really?
book. Yeah, I've read. Actually, I read every now and then. I did want to get his book. He wrote a book on this shit. But
Is it free? Is it just a PDF file?
No, it's actually a book, a real paperback and hardback book.
Don't pay money for that.
I was. If it was on Audible, I was gonna fucking. I got credits.
Oh, fair enough.
But it's not Audible. Is a bunch of jackasses. They took out the search thing.
What?
They took out on my app.
You can't search a specific
type
book?
You have to go. It's categories now.
Eat my dick, fuck knob.
Exactly. Hopefully they'll change that shit back on the next fucking update.
Hey, Bezos, do better.
Yes.
And also give us money. Or just some free stuff.
Yes. But like I said, I do believe that I don't think we ever stopped going to the moon and further on.
Cannot stop, will not stop, buck, 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 blow.
But you're right, this is probably a lot of bullshit.
It kind of smells a little bullshitty.
It does, just a little bit.
And the fact that it's so similar to so many movies.
But there are those people, especially in the conspiracy world,
that think like all the movies are just facts.
Like there's people that truly believe The Matrix is not a movie, it's a documentary. They're telling you what the fuck it is. They are opening the door, Pandora's box, and telling you that this is reality, which I firmly believe this reality is not what we think it is. We know the fucking ruling elites, the governments, are lying to us.
Yeah. That's factual.
Fact. Just how far do you want to take it? Do you want to take it to pedophilia spiders? I mean, on Mars? I mean, how far do you want to take it?
Pedophilia spiders? Man. Jeez. A spider pedophilia ring would be even worse. That's fucking 8 kids at a time.
A lot of pleasure doling out there.
I don't know if that would be considered pleasure. Maybe for the spider.
For the spider, that's what I meant. Being an aggressive pedophile. There's no way this episode's not getting shadow banned.
Oh, fuck it. Pedophile. Fuck pedophiles.
No, but I think it's fucking interesting.
Not a time to go, fuck pedophiles. Nah, I mean.
You know what's funny about pedophilia?
Go on.
No. People make such a big deal out of it. Obviously, they don't know the history, their own history, ancient history.
Yeah, it's nothing new.
Pedophilia has been going around for fucking ever. And
pedophilia and homosexuality.
But it was actually not even frowned upon.
You were like provided boys to fuck back in like the Roman era.
And even up until the 1800s, how many great-great-grandmas got married at 13.
Right. Oh, I kept going after that. Look at Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, but
Did he marry his 13-year-old cousin?
I think so, something to that effect. And so that was what, in the 50s or 50s?
40s or 50s.
Yeah. So it's not like it's all of a sudden a fucking problem. It's just more frowned upon now. Rightfully so.
Fuck, marry, kill. Tony Rodriguez, the alien spider, the guy in charge of the grenades at the Child Coliseum.
Guy in charge of the grenades, I'm marrying that motherfucker.
Fair.
I'm gonna fuck the spider.
Kill Tony Rodriguez?
Probably. No, yeah. Probably. It's a tough call. But I imagine that spider with all those 8 legs can give a hell of a massage. A hell of a hand job.
Yeah, until they all end up your asshole.
Sounds like a party, baby. So how in the world did we cannot do the real episode on a weeknight ever again?
Why?
Because it has turned into What the Fuck Wednesday all over.
Well, I mean, look at the fucking subject we're talking about.
Yes.
It literally covers all the fucked up bases.
Oh, it
Giant spiders, fucked. Child sex rings, fucked.
Eyes wide shut shit.
Men who stare at goats, fucked. Time travel, cool, but in this case, fucked. Travel time compensation, that's cool.
They weren't that bad of slave owners. They helped them out.
They provide gas. There's a company card.
Yes. Yeah, this is just a fucked up story. You lose me at the time travel. If you want to say there's bases on Mars, I'm fine.
I love how that's the part where you lose you.
No.
Not the whole fucking story.
No, I mean, I buy that there could be possible bases on the moon. There could be possible bases on the Mars.
Yeah, that's where Hitler is.
No, Hitler's dead.
Or is he?
He's dead. I buy it's very possible. I don't fucking know. You can't believe. Here's the one thing. Listen.
He could still be alive because, like I said, scientists say that the first person to live forever is alive right now.
Well, good for them. But here's my point, which I just fucking forgot. No.
This is why we should have just called it a wash and done this next week. I feel like as soon as we change the day, it all just like the mojo gets weird.
It does get weird. It gets a little loose.
Mondays
and
just
plus,
suck dick.
Plus, with the troubles we had,
oh my god, that fucking
the whole
shit show of a dude. It was like fucking Lady Luck just broke a dildo off our assholes.
Point. We know the government is lying to us about a lot of shit.
Sha.
Now, here's my rule of thumb, rule that I live by in life. If you lie to me, that means everything you've ever said is in question.
Mm-hmm.
Just one little lie.
Yeah.
It means I have doubt on everything else you've ever said.
Yeah.
And when that shit's the government, I have doubt on everything the motherfuckers say. So,
well, because I mean, it's not like we're dealing with something. It's not like saying no, I didn't fart. You know what I'm saying?
But oh no, we stopped going to the moon in '72. Oh yeah, the Gulf of Tonkin was real.
The Bay of Pigs.
You know, how many times you guys
the Tet Offensive?
How many times you guys stick a thumb in my ass? I mean, really. Eventually, I'm gonna say, "Hey, you're sticking a thumb in my ass. You're not tickling me anymore." But so that's why I don't put it past there. Actually, we've went further than what we're told.
Yeah, probably.
And there could very well be.
If nothing else, we've had satellites go further than what we know of publicly.
And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if the main.
Well, I mean, we've fucking contacted the surface of Titan.
Is that one of Jupiter's
moons? Right? Yeah, like we have put something on Titan.
Oh yeah, I mean we've went out past Voyager's out past Pluto now. It's out.
Is it?
Yeah, I think one of those. I think it's Voyager 1.
What the fuck is it?
It flew past Pluto. It's out in fucking.
It ain't coming back.
I don't think so.
You ain't getting that back.
I don't even think you're getting transmission.
That frisbee's
'Cause that's
not
how they
coming
got
down off the neighbor's roof.
That's how they've apparently got some pictures of Pluto, which is, I don't give a fuck what Neil deGrasse Tyson says. I'm saying Pluto is a fucking planet.
I don't know if Neil deGrasse Tyson is anti-planet Pluto or not.
He was. Fuck yeah, he was.
He's smarter than us.
Anyway, but
I'm still going to consider it a planet. I'm not saying he's wrong.
Hell, everybody's smarter than us. We're fucking idiots
I don't know. I'm kind of intelligent sometimes.
about certain things.
I know a little bit about a lot.
I will freely admit that I'm an idiot. What's Gregory saying? Antarctica.
Or we're just at the point now where they're no longer on this earth.
Because I did read a book, like I said, it was about the secret space program. And there's a whole galactic war going on.
Did it have pictures?
No.
Was it a pop-up?
No. But there is a galactic war going on. These alien species are battling. But it is blocked from us. It's like cloaked. We can't look up and look up and see it, apparently. There's like a cloaking device.
Oh, yeah, because if they're doing it like a million light years away, we wouldn't see it anyway.
Inside this galaxy.
Oh.
Between Jupiter, from Jupiter to Pluto, or, from Mars to Pluto, there's a war going on. Now that's far.
Is it the spiders versus the beetles?
Probably. And Alien. And Predator. They're all fucking coming in. They're all getting into it. But to me, that's far-fetched.
There's just so much. Oh,
that's far-fetched.
Everything we've talked about tonight is far-fetched, Phil.
Everything to put it all together that we've talked about is far-fetched. It all being one and the same. But individual parts of it, very, very plausible in my mind.
Excuse me.
Like we've said, pedophilia, elite class, ruling class, pedophilia. Facts. We've traveled in space. Fact.
Mm-hmm.
The government's technology is way ahead of what we think it is.
Yeah.
Probably by 60 years.
They got flying cars and shit.
Facts. Now where it gets dicey is in that 60-year advancement, did they develop? And really, the big hang-up for us traveling interstellarly is, propulsion. We can't travel that fast. We don't have a motor that can go that fast. Some little, Fred Flintstone out on the bottom of the spaceship, just going down, can't get us there fast enough. Now, we're still doing, jets, which started in the 40s, so 80 years ago. It hasn't really advanced that much. Yes, it has advanced. It's fine-tuned, but no new breakthrough. Are we expected to believe that? Like the rail gun, the magnets and shit shooting out, but yet we can't figure it out to propel a ship. That's where I think they're lying to us. I think they have found a better way or a faster way to move a ship rather than just blowing gas or you farting out the back of it. That is one of the things I think they're hiding from us, which would, if they found a better way to do it, a more feasible way to do it, we could move out further and further and further in the galaxy, especially in the solar system. So that's why I think it is very plausible that, if the governments and military is so much more advanced than we are by 60 possible years, it is very possible.
Now you got me thinking about this anti-gravity flight thing, because it wouldn't work like it couldn't work like a railgun.
I don't know, but
you would have. I guess in space technically it could.
I don't know,
because for all intents and purposes, one would think that you're going to continue at the velocity at which you leave the terminal that departs your vessel. So as long as you're directionally good, I guess theoretically you could in theory, you could railgun a ship through space. The only thing I question is acceleration, and the G-force on the human body.
But this is also where, you talk about the wormhole, like what Bob Lazar talks about, bending space.
That's another one I don't know if I fucking buy.
Bending space-time.
Yeah.
In front of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I believe it's the gimbal footage.
Yeah.
How it rotates up and propels forward, where it looks like it's bending. It's not really, there's no actual propulsion. It's just bending space-time and pushing it forward.
Mm.
But that's where things get interesting for me. Like I said, you put all this together in this nice, neat little package that we just talked about. It's very easy, and I'm with you. Probably a lot of bullshit, but you take out each piece individually. It's very interesting. I don't know.
It's quite a conundrum.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not calling him a liar. He might actually believe it because it's been like a lucid dream.
Mm-hmm.
All these memories are a lucid dream, and he honestly believes this. I'm not saying he's making.
R.I.P. Juice WRLD.
I'm not saying he's making it up, but it's very plausible. We all have
that it's reality to him.
Yes, he really believes this, and these other people that have come forward.
So he's like a space tulpa?
No, it's just that the memory is just so freaking. It was a lucid dream. You think it was real. We all have those. False memory is a fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, most of the shit we remember is actually wrong.
Yeah, the Mandela effect type deal.
That's an explanation for the Mandela effect, rather than just an alternate universe. But if you have, I've had dreams that were so fucking real, it seemed so fucking real, and in that subconscious mind, you might think that's like you said, he saw all these fucking movies and had really cool dreams about them,
and he was on acid, obviously.
Well,
he even said so.
Well, that's if you don't believe him at all, you'll say no, he wasn't on acid. If you think his story is complete bullshit.
I never said anything about the location of where he did the acid.
In the context of the story, if it's all bullshit, then he didn't do acid.
Oh no, I still think it's bullshit. Interesting. An interesting idea.
Like I said, you dissect this story and separate it. There's a lot of possible. It's all very possible.
It's just missing a couple of conspiracies to make it the perfect circle. He's like, and while I was engaged with the military, I also attacked the second tower of the Twin Towers and shot Bin Laden.
But did I hear something that's the Einstein's theory that you couldn't go past faster than the speed of light? I think they've actually proven that not necessarily the case.
We haven't been able to do it.
But theoretically, it's all theoretical.
Oh, yeah.
According to the math, it could be possible to go faster than the speed of light.
Yeah. I forget what. I don't even remember.
There's a term for it. I heard the term. I listened to so much bullshit through the course of a day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say we'll never do it, but it ain't happening anytime soon.
I mean, honestly, for space travel, I think the wormhole concept is probably the most realistic. Finding a way to bend.
Jesus Christ.
What? What were Jesus Christing?
Yeah, we ain't hitting the speed of light.
Why?
Roundabouts 186,000 miles a second.
Yeah, you never know. You're thinking in terms of G-force and all that shit. There's ways that.
I'm thinking about propulsion.
Well, see, you're not going to do it with regular propulsion. You're not going to hit a fucking thruster.
God's going to flick your airplane.
No, it's going to be some other kind of technology. You can't think of it in terms of igniting a fucking flame and shooting it out the back and pushing you forward. It's more about, like Mooney says, bending space-time around you.
A homemade spacecraft with granite balls involved in the energy of propulsion. I'm assuming they mean of propulsion.
I mean, that is the technology to move faster than the speed of light, not a thruster. It's going to be bending space-time around you and to propel you forward. You can't think of it as you'll never have an engine big enough to hold enough fuel to, and plus you have to worry about, of course, with G-forces, I mean, for humans to safely do it, there's no fucking way.
Nah.
They'd rip them apart. You have to find a way to bend the space-time.
But at that point, is it travel or is it essentially just teleportation?
Well, see, teleportation is more of breaking the atoms apart and re-putting them together in another place. Beam me up, Scotty.
I mean, from a theoretical standpoint.
Or the fly. But then a fly gets mixed in and you become part fly. It's fucking nasty.
But from a theoretical standpoint, it's equally as viable.
But I don't think teleportation is the right word just because that talks about deconstructing and then putting back together. Bending space-time is the old, 2 points on a piece of paper and then you bend the paper so they're closer together.
I'm just saying, like, from the science that we know as normal people, they're both equally as possible at this point.
Well, that's the thing about science.
Because they're just not.
The science to solve these problems, we do not know yet. Just like in 1800, we didn't have the science of an iPhone.
Yeah. Or did we?
That's another episode. All right.
That would explain all those time traveler photos.
Are you about ready to wrap up this fucking cluster barnyard fuck of an episode?
Yeah.
We apologize.
I'm not going to lie. I love the listeners and everything, but, like, I really blew my load on that first one. Not that, like, we went for a long time. I just, like, as soon as all those technical difficulties happened, I low-key was in my head. I was like, this shit ain't just isn't going to run tonight. It's going to fuck us.
You heard me probably say, they probably heard me on the first broadcast, I'm about ready to pull the plug on this motherfucker.
I just figured we were going to get fucked.
Yeah, but we apologize for the technical difficulty and for the delivery of this particular information. Maybe we will come back at it again. We'll circle back.
Well, it was going to be a slightly different episode.
Yeah, it wasn't as
ideally factual. if we could have done it the way we wanted to do this one.
There wasn't a lot of facts to this. This was really like an opinion piece, and I think we all think.
I mean, most of our episodes are.
Do you know what we got coming up next week?
It's
a true crime. It's your episode. It's a true crime episode.
Israel Keys, isn't it?
It might be Israel Keys. And I'm working on something. I might deviate from the list. And
I don't even know the list.
I'll look at it.
I know we're coming up to the end of what we have scheduled out.
My next one is I'm working on something. Might do a little government encrypted shit.
Oh, the fucking Mount St. Helens type shit.
Bigfoot and Mount St. Helens. I think that would be interesting. I just don't know how much info there is on it.
We could always do a compilation episode. Do a couple different things.
That's true.
Stay tuned.
We'll see. But we will be back Wednesday.
Yes.
For What the Fuck Wednesday?
For basically this with less of a subject.
Yes, with multiple bullshit.
Fuck.
More fucking...
we still got to go to the gym, too.
Yeah, we got to go get fucking big.
Fuck yeah, brother.
All right, guys. We greatly appreciate it. Like I said, sorry for the technical difficulties and...
We'll do better.
Our lackluster performance, because I was frustrated. That's okay, though.
Yeah, it took you a while to fucking calm down on that one.
Oh, yeah. I was fucking riled up. I was voiding. I
don't know. I'm going to need a fucking caffeine shot or something to go to the gym. I'm fucking tired.
We will see you on Wednesday for What the Fuck Wednesday, and then for another Patreon member exclusive video after that show. I think that's it. We will see you
Wednesday,
and then Sunday we will hopefully be back to a Sunday performance. It might be closer to 8 rather than 6 from now on with football season.
Well, it's tentative.
We're
right
back
now.
to that time of year where Sundays are a little dicey just time-wise. We might have to start later.
It's my fault.
It is. Travis got a job.
A job that revolves or doesn't revolve, but a job that fluctuates with sports seasons.
It's just like theoretically, we should barely be getting started. We should only be an hour into not even an hour into this podcast.
What do you mean?
Because with the time I get home from work or we get home from work and getting settled, and we wouldn't have had probably the technical difficulty. I would have had time to test some shit.
Right.
We rushed this shit.
Oh, well.
But that's okay. We love
We're
you.
still here because we love you.
And we will see you on Wednesday and then next Sunday again. Thank you. God bless and take care.
Godspeed.
That's my new outro. God bless.
Godspeed.
All right.
Do you know even goodbye has religious connotations?
Everything has religious connotations.
It's some type. It has some type of connection with God be with you.
Huh. You learn something new every day. That's why you're the smart one and I'm the pretty one.
I guess. Fuck it.
See you.
Neither of us were any of those things tonight.
Bye.